Good morning, Amber, Indigo and Jade. Welcome to our reading lesson and welcome to the fourth lesson on Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. Before we begin, let's make sure that you are ready to start. So our ally today is to begin to write an information text. Make sure you have your pencil or pen and paper. Use the pause button when you need to. So let's first of all look at the steps. First will be phonics, second spelling, and third we will begin to write an information text. We've actually started that yesterday. So let's review our oo sounds. With OO we have the grapheme OO and the grapheme EW and the split digraph UE. And our words are tooth and food. And the second group, chew and grew. And finally, the third group of words, huge and include. So let's have a look at what this looks like when we show the sounds in the words. So oo, t, ooth, f, d, r, oot, and z, followed by few and chew and through. So we have our U sound highlighted in green. And last of all, our split digraph, huge, include, and rule. We have some sentences that we can now look at and see how we get on with identifying the words in the sentence. So we have the sentence, he was rude and threw his food away. And we have a second sentence, her tooth grew as huge as a carrot. Can you see the words for our spelling this week and the words that have the sound of the week in them? Have you been able to spot them? Are you looking? Well, let's now check to see where they are in the words. My computer's playing up. I'm having big trouble trying to get it to work properly. He was rude and threw his food away. So we have the word rude, split digraph, through with the grapheme EW at the end, and food with the grapheme OO in the middle of F and D. And in the second sentence, her tooth grew as long and huge as a carrot. So we have in the word tooth, we have our grapheme OO, which makes that oo sound, and grew, EW grapheme to make the oo sound, and the split digraph with huge, and G splitting the U in the E. So he was rude and threw his food away. And the second sentence, her tooth grew as long and huge as a carrot. Have you been able to read these two sentences? Try them. Let's move on. So, have you had a chance to read those sentences? So the spellings of the week, we have tooth, Tooth, food, Food, we have chew, Chew, grew, Grew, huge, Huge, and include, Include. Now tomorrow we'll also have the word was, Was, and the, The, as part of our spelling words for the week. So let's have a look at a recap. Remember nouns and adjectives? We had a recap on them yesterday. A noun is a person, place or thing. So your name is a noun. The name of an animal is a noun. The name of a part of your body is a noun. And all the nouns highlighted in the box here are nouns that we've used in your writing. And then secondly, we have an adjective. An adjective describes the noun. So we can have a long nose. We can have pearly white teeth. We can have huge white wings, would be a good adjective for wings. And we could have the sharp claws, or the beast's claws were as sharp as razors, which would be a very good simile to describe the claws. And of course, regular verbs. So verbs are action words or doing words. So we do things like walk, talk, hunt, throw, and catch. They are all verbs. They're doing or action words. And we can add ed to verbs to make them in the past tense. So you can kick a ball, which means you're doing it right now, or if you kicked the ball, you did it in the past. You can hunt, which is present tense, but if you hunted, it means that you've already done the hunting, so it happened in the past. So these are important skills that you need to pick up: present tense and past tense. So we have walk and walked. And of course, second, you can talk, which happens now in the present tense, and talked, which means it happened in the past. Right, our information text about Nessie. So yesterday we started this, and this information is about the location of the information text. So where did it take place? In Scotland. There is a lake called Loch Ness. Many years ago, some people thought a monster lived in the lake. That's our past tense from live, which is the verb, and we added d to the end to make it lived in the lake. And lake is a noun. Since then, people have looked for the monster called Nessie. So quite a few ed words in there. Were you able to do this yesterday? Did you manage to write in the word or the whole word for Scotland and for Loch Ness, and then lived, lake, looked and called? Were you able to do that? So this is the beginning of our information text. So you're writing this and people will build up a knowledge about Nessie. So we're giving them some information or knowledge about Nessie, the Loch Ness monster. So what happens next with our information text? Well, we then need to think about, in the video, there were some dates given. So in that information text, dates give us an idea, or the reader an idea or knowledge of when this all happened. So when did this all happen? Well, the 6th century, when St. Columba saw Nessie in the lake. And then we had the couple who were driving and Nessie crossed the road in front of them. And then in 1934 we had a doctor who took a photo which turned out to be absolute fake. So he faked the photo and it wasn't real. So how do we start writing this as an information text? Well, we can do this. We could start with, a long time ago in the 6th century, a man saw a monster in the lake. So that's knowledge people will now have. So they know it happened a long time ago in the past, and it happened in the 6th century. And they build up knowledge that, what did that man see? He saw a monster in the lake, which was Loch Ness. What else? What other bits of knowledge can we give the reader? Well, we have another date. In 1933, a man and his wife said Nessie. What did Nessie do? Well, you need to fill that in, and I've put a keyword at the bottom. What did Nessie do when the couple were in their car driving towards the lake? So you can fill or finish off this sentence. So the date's important because we know when it happened, and we know from the date that it happened in the past. Is there any more knowledge that we need to give the reader? Yes, there is, because we know about the doctor who faked the photograph. So 1 year later, in 1934, a doctor took a photo, and I've put a word below in green, fake. How do we use that word in the sentence? What did the doctor fake? So finish off that sentence. You'll need more than the word fake, just like you'll need more than one word, as in crossed. So Nessie crossed what? What did Nessie cross? And finally, since then, lots of people have said they have seen Nessie, but has, what comes after that? So what comes after that? Since then, lots of people have said they've seen Nessie, but has anyone been able to, and I've got a word down below, proved. So has it been proved that Nessie really does exist? So you can finish off that sentence using that word proved. Let's move to the next part of the information text. Over the years, many people have searched for Nessie. So I've put the heading Exploring Loch Ness for Nessie, and I've written some words above: sonar, submersible, microphones and boats. They're not in the right order, but I'm sure you can see which image each word goes with. So I've started the sentence. You just need to finish off the sentence using the words above. For many years, people have looked for Nessie using. So what have they been using to look for Nessie? Notice we've got our verb with its ed at the end, looked. So they're very good if we're writing an information text about the past. So this all happened in the past. And finally, at the end, we can finish our information text with explanations. Some people think Nessie could be a giant or large. Others think that it could be a. Some people think it could be a plesiosaur, which is a. And then the last paragraph, lots of people have talked about and looked for Nessie. No one has ever proved that Nessie is real. And that's the important part about it. A lot of people talk and say or have taken photos and videos, but they've not been clear enough to prove that Nessie is real. So before I leave you to this task, let's go over the images, because it's the images here that will help you fill in the gaps. So at the very top, the explanations for Nessie could be that Nessie has been mistaken for a giant eel, or possibly a large bird which is probably sitting on the water. Or the third image, there are two nouns, things in the water. The tree, it could just be a large tree floating in the water, or a seal. And finally, that creature there in the last image is a plesiosaur, which is a type of dinosaur. So use the information I've given you, use the images to help you fill in the spaces and finish this information text off. And when people read it, they will have lots of knowledge about Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. And they will have a good idea that although there have been lots of reports about Nessie, no one has ever proved that Nessie is real. So thank you for listening and watching. I look forward to seeing your work. So email your work to yr3@grange.harrow.sch.uk. Thank you everyone. I hope you're well. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.